عايزك تساعدني نعمل فايل كامل لكل الفرق اللي بتغني اندر جراوند في اسكندريه.
اهلا بيك اسكندريه لما تيجي تصفيتك.
اهلا. انت اسمك ايه؟ مجدي ودي سلمى. كبير؟ يا ابني انت عارف حاجه كام واحد في الكام سنه اللي انت سافرتهم دول؟
انا ما بقاليش حاجه هنا. اسكندريه بالنسبه لي خلصت.
بتاع 30 فرقة ماتوا وراك في اسكندرية.
نفسي نعمل لهم حاجة نديهم صوت.
ممكن تقلل الفلسفة شوية؟
انت مش فاهم ايه اللي بيحصل لي. احنا في الأول وفي الآخر دولة فيها حرية تعبير. تعالوا هنا. تعالوا هنا. انت بتشرب حاجة؟
بس يا ابني بس انت وهو بس اقفل البتاع ده. هو في ايه؟
We're here with Khalid Abulnega, who is the star and co-producer of Microphone. Welcome to Arabian Sights.
Thank you for having me, and thanks for everybody who did a great job to schedule my time here in DC. I'm very thankful.
Good. Firstly, for those people who have not seen Microphone, what is the film about?
Microphone is a very special film. First of all, it's considered an independent film because it's not only because it's out of the studio system. We don't have a studio system, we have a production system. It's out of that, but also it's not a typical mainstream movie, Egyptian mainstream movies. Usually commercial mainstream movies have certain formulas, and this one doesn't have that formula. But at the same time, it's very popular. We believe that it's a movie that is made by young people, for young people, in a young people's way. It's a film about the young youth underground art scene in the city of Alexandria, from graffiti to rock bands to fusion hip hop, and in a way documents also what's going on with this new generation just before the revolution. In a way, and a lot of friends say, sometimes even label the movie the revolution movie because it almost tells you why the revolution happened. But I have to say also, making the film, we didn't really know. We just basically tried to document something we thought that is worth documenting. The whole movie started by Ahmed Abdallah, the director, calling me one day, telling me, Khalid, you have to see this. It's a graffiti on the wall in Alexandria, but it's very progressive. I have never seen such progressive graffiti in Egypt. And he said, there's something worth documenting. I think we should do a documentary about this, whoever's doing this graffiti. I'll try to find who did that. He met the girl, she's in the film, and then she introduced him to the bands, and then he called me again. He said, this is even getting better. There's a whole underground scene thriving here. 30 heavy metal band in one area, and there's like 15 rock bands there. And he said, there's something really happening in Alexandria, and we should really do something about this.
What do you hope audiences will take away with them from the film?
This film, when I read it, when we wrote the script with Ahmed Abdallah, I thought it will be a bit depressing because I thought these kids are trying to have their concert and how, I mean, why on earth is nobody helping them, and why is it so hard to have a concert and all that? And but when we finished the film, a lot of people who saw the film actually felt very optimistic, and they felt it's because you're talking about such simple rights, and that people should defend these simple rights. It's good. It's positive. It makes you feel that, you know what, you made a movie about this, so things will have to change. You can't just stay like it is, and it changed. So what I would love people to get is the sense of hope, that no matter how you feel sometimes discriminated against or not welcome or not appreciated, especially young artists, as long as you keep saying that, And we say in Arabic, اللي بيحكي مش بيموت, and that's a slogan from my new project actually. The one who tells will never die. The one who tells his story and keep telling it would never die. And of course it's a metaphor. I mean, they might shoot him, but he will never die because he told the story. And that's I think, the motto of this film, that they're telling their story. No matter how many people will like the story or think it's significant, but they're telling their story. They think it's significant, they think it's worth telling. And that sense of hope, I think is what I would love people to go out from the theater having.
It was magnificent. It was realistic, and it was showing the frustrations of young people in Egypt at the moment, and it was full of humor. I come from Alexandria. It depicted a very realistic picture of Alexandria with its beauty, with its history, with its. It was really a magnificent movie.
I think it's a movie that's very important in Egyptian history because it was made right before the revolution, so it gives a good picture of the country ready to explode for a revolution. So I think it was a great opportunity for them to make this movie right before the revolution, and unfortunately it came out during the revolution, but for the history of cinema and for the history of Egypt it's very important. And also that it depicted very important aspects of Egyptian life, that's the underground artists that are too often neglected, as we see for those who lived in Egypt or know Egypt. So it's a great movie overall.
I thought it was a masterpiece, actually. This movie is an allegory of Mubarak's Egypt. It depicts a group of artists, underground artists, who are trying to articulate a new vision, and it's a movement against the repression of the society on the one hand and the regime on the other. And I think in a way it presages the revolution that came ironically at the same day the movie was supposed to be premiered. I think the language of the movie is new, and one day it will probably be a cult movie. The soundtrack is fantastic, and the graffiti art that the movie showcases deliberately is outstanding.
I thought it was an eye-opening experience to see and understand what the youth is going through in Egypt, especially in Alexandria, and specifically the artists, that they don't have an outlet for them to be practice what they love, what they are naturally talented at, and they don't have the opportunities to be seen, to be discovered, basically. And it's heartbreaking to see that. I'm sure that not only applies to Egypt, but also it's found in different Middle Eastern countries, many Middle Eastern countries. And it's a shame to know that we have that much talent in that part of the world that is not explored and not discovered, unfortunately. It's well acted, well produced. I would definitely see it again. I would encourage people to see it again and again, definitely.
Well, mostly I thought that it was a hugely entertaining film. It was a great watch. One of the reasons I think it was a great film was because it's a really innovative use of both the documentary form and the mix with the fictional form made it very interesting. And then to treat the issue of arts production and art policy with that approach, I thought was really, really innovative and very entertaining because of that.
The storyline was amazing because I've been to Alexandria a few times and Cairo many times, and I had no idea there was this underground scene there. So the storyline was really cool to find out about what youth is doing there on an art level. But just the way that it was edited, and just, you know, the fast forward, the rewinds, the fast speed, colorful, beautiful, artistic visually was like really stimulating, and so that held my attention. And then in light of the Egyptian revolution and what's going on even here with Occupy Wall Street, I mean, it's really giving me a different perspective into the underground communities and my generation, and like what we can do artistically to get our voices heard.
Tonight's film is a great movie because it's mixing great things together, which is the moment, a historical moment of what was happening in Egypt and how it changed. Second, the place, which is Alexandria. Alexandria, it's a great place. And third, of course, it's the music and the words and the young people's dreams and imagination, what they want to do with their life and change it, don't accepting what is there of ugliness or whatever is there. I mean, it's a movie because I'm from Egypt originally, and I like Alexandria. I've been Alexandria. I spent some of my years in Alexandria. So it was a good to see yourself in the movie and dreaming with it. It's like, that's the whole idea of movies. Movies are made, as we said, in the word of those who like movies. Movies are made to, when you go to the movie theater, you can come out of it a new person, and you are dreaming or flying even, not just dreaming, flying. And this is what we call it, the magic of the world of movies.
Je m'appelle Sadih Hakimi, je suis plongeur au flamenco.
Tu me suis. Tu me carries ta place, tu bouges pas d'ici, hein?
Ici?
On ne pas, monsieur.
Quoi?
On est en Suisse.
J'ai kidnappé personne et je suis pas un terroriste. Vous voulez que je passe pour un terroriste? Qui te prend pour un terroriste?
Cher Youssef, c'est un immense honneur de te rencontrer.
Allah Akbar.
Tu te déchausses pas pour la prière?
Répondez à la question.
Moi, je vous jure, sur la tête de ma mère, j'ai rien fait.
Ici, ton Dieu!
Maintenant que t'es avec nous, on va enfin pouvoir partir en Afghanistan.
Qu'est-ce que vous voulez voler?
Échangez-moi contre le secrétaire général de l'ONU. Ils sont par où, les toilettes?
Au fond, à droite.
Si on ne te voit pas ce soir à 22h, on fait un bain de sang.
Bain de sang. Bonne idée.